Uko ready?
Uko ready, baby?
Sure.
Sure. This time round nimeshika kila kitu.
Nini kwani unafaa kushika?
Nafaa kusema yes, sure, alafu, and then, aya, wacha, wa.
Aya, tuanze. Usielete games.
Hakuna games.
Hii ni serious. Unajua tunaongea kuhusu divorce.
Divorce, serious.
Kunywa kopo la maji. Hi everybody.
Hi, sasa.
Karibuni. Hey babe.
Hey babe.
Kwaje?
I'm okay. Okay. I'm having fun.
Fun?
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
What is fun?
To be the people who are watching us. And, yeah.
Sawa. Karibuni, we've been talking about divorce.
The separation, divorce.
Separation, divorce. I shared a bit of what happened.
Yeah.
You also shared how your wife, your late wife passed.
Yeah.
And we read some scriptures and we saw that, umepewa tick. You've been allowed to remarry. Yeah, and so we were assessing my situation to see whether I am allowed to remarry since since they divorced. Now I am married to Brian. I'm not divorced anymore. My status has changed. But is the changing of my status acceptable? Yeah, according to scripture.
Yeah.
Or what is the right wording?
Yes, your status, is it, does it, are you allowed to? Are you, what's the stand of the scripture?
Yeah.
Yes, that you're labeled a divorcee. What is the next step?
Yeah.
What is the next step? And as you saw, he says, unless for part of faithfulness, they are allowed to divorce.
Yeah.
But even divorce, do you continue that? Even divorce, what happens now? To open that, we see.
Oh yeah. So now that you have divorced, what next?
Yeah, what happens?
Yeah. So I said for me there was a separation within 3 years. It was not easy also during the first. The first years, because I have this child, this person is not communicating, so there's neglect. So I suffered a bit of that because of neglect. Then I started drinking and met a drinking buddy. After like 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're looking for which scripture?
That the way it says they should reconcile, it's not here.
Oh, I think that's in 1 Corinthians 7, if I'm not wrong. 1 Corinthians 7. Yeah, this is Paul giving principles of marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, and so the Corinthians were like writing to Paul because they were like, these things were happening. Because when you read verse 1, it says, now concerning the things of which you wrote to me.
Seems like it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. It's an issue that was there in the days of Jesus.
Yes.
An issue that was there in the days of Paul. In the days of,
And that's why maybe that's how we come up with doctrines, yeah?
Exactly.
Anything that is mentioned with Jesus is mentioned in the book of Acts and also the epistles of Paul.
Yes, the apostles,
it creates a doctrine. So you cannot ignore it.
Yes.
You cannot because it's doctrine.
Yeah. True. And so we are looking at what is the doctrine when it comes to marriage, divorce and remarriage. And remarriage. Yeah. So I don't know where you want to start. It's good for a man not to touch a woman, let the husband render. This is 1 Corinthians 7. I think start from verse 10.
Okay.
And see. So the basis for separation, I shared my basis, the basis for my separation.
Yes.
It was first when it happened, we moved.
We
moved house.
Yeah.
We moved our house because of the attempted robbery in our house. So when we moved, That is how like the first separation happened. I moved back to my mom's for cushioning because we didn't have money to move into a new house. Plus, remember, we have arrears in this house, in the house we were living in. So we went for cushioning to my mom's and him to his father's. And during that period is when I got a job. So when I got a job, now I moved now to my house. And when I moved to my house, during that time, we still had not reconciled because he was still not taking jobs. So when he decided, okay, now because I'm not getting what I want locally, let me seek opportunities abroad. And that's when he went to Dubai. And that's when I took a loan, paid his flight and his agency fee.
It seems there's still responsibility in your
there
side.
Was still responsibility.
There's still that attachment, so that you can even take a loan for him.
Yes, because I mean, we are married. This is my husband. You know, I want him to support me, and so let me support him.
Allow him to go back to a position where he can do that.
Where he can he can do that. But then he goes away, but communication ceases.
He ceases communicating because he can't stand being asked. How comes he's still hanging out with your friends,
with my
girlfriends?
Friends. Yes.
Every other time you call, he's there. Now he feels he should not answer these questions. He does not call back. He does not pick your calls. Neither does he call back. This is 3 years later.
Yeah, but 3 years later, he comes for holiday. But by then I have.
What is his story? Is he coming saying we come back together?
Oh, his story is nakuja home. I even went for him at the airport.
Yes.
Yeah, and we came home now to my house.
Oh, you didn't say that part, huh?
Yeah, we came home. I brought him home from the airport. We came to the house. But me, I'm telling him, hey, now that you're here, zile nguo zako kwa ile suitcase. You know, now that you're here, I mean, we don't have a relationship. You cannot just come after 3 years and expect that I am your wife suddenly. How do you now think I am your wife suddenly? And you've been silent for over 3 years. So there was a bit of an issue there, but I had packed his stuff in a suitcase.
So you're not bringing him home to reconcile?
No, not to reconcile, just out of respect. I just went for him, brought him, but told him, I have only brought you here so that you can take your stuff.
Oh, what did he say?
He was not buying. For his family? He did. He tried to say no, but I told him I've moved on.
Oh.
But you see, you can't move when you're married. I just told him I was in a relationship.
Oh.
There was a drinking buddy that I had, and we were, well, of course, it was an affair because I was still married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but I thought that. Okay. Okay. Because I'm trying to understand. Is he not insisting, even though that has happened? I still don't know.
He does not have.
And even suggest, can I go for HIV test?
For me, I'm like, okay, we can talk about this, but not while you're living here. Like we can't cohabit. Yeah, if you want to reconcile, let's reconcile, but just go away, like live elsewhere. Let's reconcile from there. Let's bring a middleman. Let's go to a pastor. Let's go to a counselor. Let's do something. Let's bring somebody else in, because I'm still carrying all this baggage. I'm like, you neglected us. You don't answer my calls. You don't support.
Does he answer to this? Do you ask him what happened? Why is he not been talking to you?
I can't even remember what he was saying. I say, oh, you're the one who got angry. You got angry for nothing. We were just hanging out to eat ugali. That time, ugali was a big deal. Yeah, like someone comes from Nairobi with unga. You know, you call all your Kenyan friends, like, we have unga, and you meet to eat. So he would say that, no, we were just there to eat ugali. We were had just gone to eat ugali. Okay, what about this other time? What about this other time you told me you'd gone to the car wash and you're washing her car? What about this other time you're telling me you didn't pick my phone because you're driving her car? Like, I'm bringing up all this because I can remember. But he's like, no, giving excuses for all of them. So we had issues. So there were issues, and we couldn't resolve them by ourselves, because everyone is right. He is right and I am right. So we needed to bring in a middle person. So
all this time, I remember you are not in church anymore.
No, I'm not in church anymore. Like, the separation really broke me, and that's why I went back and started drinking and didn't care anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
This
care.
is someone who's been hurt, who's feeling hurt as well, and this guy is coming not even coming with an angle of humility and even not trying to just lower himself and say, yes, I caused and I'm in the wrong, I was in the wrong, can we handle it another way? Even he suggests, can we see someone? He suggesting anything like that.
I'm the one who was suggesting, but he was saying, why are we bringing a third party?
Yeah, I like when that happens. Mostly is when somebody has the thought that they're the right ones. They feel they're right, and not necessarily hiding anything, but feeling that they are right, that there's no wrong they have done. Mostly they don't want a third party.
Yeah, exactly. So it was difficult because he was refusing to have a third party. Yeah. So eventually, for me, I told him, this is my stand. If we are going to come back together, let us have a mediator. Yeah, let us have someone in the middle who helps us talk these things, because I want to talk about them. I want to tell you what I felt. I want to tell you, you hurt me. I want you to explain why this and that happened.
It's important. It's
important. And I want you to tell me the way forward.
Yeah.
Because you're going back. I think he was only here for a week or so.
Yeah, so no, going back, what do you expect the same?
So exactly, yeah. So what do we do next? What next? Yeah, I just don't want you to hear for this week and then you go. Exactly. It didn't happen. So he left. He took his clothes and left. So when he left, we didn't communicate still further. We didn't talk anymore. And then later on, I think, I don't know his story. I don't know whether he went back that time. I think he was changing jobs and he was waiting for a visa for another country.
Okay.
I think. And I think either he left to the country and then came back very soon, because later, after like a year or so, he started texting me, telling me, oh, I know you moved on. I've also moved on. But I have a girlfriend and I'm telling her that we are married, but we are not yet together. Can you talk to her?
Oui.
Can you talk to her and tell her there's nothing between us?
Cool his fires.
Yeah.
You should chill out his fire.
Yeah, like, talk to my girlfriend and tell her
we're not together anymore.
We're married, but we're not together. See, you've moved on.
Hey.
See, you have someone. Okay, now I also have someone. So now can you talk to this someone and tell her we are married? Remember, this whole time there's no support. I have a child.
Yeah.
I have a child.
You didn't say that part, huh?
There's no financial support.
Have you paid your loan? Has he paid his loan?
No, I paid it.
Even the loan, I just
paid because it's being deducted from my salary
anyway.
Remember, I had to talk to my boss so that he gives me a letter. Yeah, for the bank, because I was only like 2 months old in that company by then. During that time.
How much did you make that? Can you remember?
I can't remember. But the loan was like 84K or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I paid it for a year or something. I can't, unless I look at my statement, I can't remember.
Yeah, okay.
So yes. So he calls me, hey, talk to these girls, Ginny. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. You sort your issues. I'm not doing that. So there would be this back and forth, and there was no, can I see my son? What's happening? How old? Does he need anything? That I used to be very bitter because of that. And I think that's when now the drinking came in. I started feeling like I'm not a good mother because how do I get married to this person who is not even good for me, not parenting his own son? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy handling that neglect. Remember, I have grown without father and mother figure. And so I thought that this is good for me. It's good for Kate. It's good for, I want a family.
Yes.
I want a family, and I thought I had gotten that. But now this has happened.
It
turns out that it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not working. And so, so with this, my drinking buddy, then eventually I get pregnant.
Yes.
I get pregnant, and here we are. We have a child. This drinking buddy, of course, I'm married still. I'm married, so I cannot get married to him.
Yes.
Plus, I still thought there would be a chance with this other person.
This newer person?
No, my husband.
Yes, you still thought there was
I thought, one day he will come around that we could reconcile, we can go see a counselor or something. That was still my stand. Over the years, let's go see someone. Yeah, if you can just allow. And then I told him, I also want you to, because after I got pregnant, I went back to God. Yeah, I went back to God and I, straightened up and
that was your turn back to
that was my turnaround. Well, I had back and forths. I had those. I would
go to church.
I would go to church.
But still, the drinking was still.
Drinking was still there. It took the Lord for me to stop drinking, because even when I would go to church, I would still really, really struggle. Drinking was my
your escape.
It was my escape. Every time I would start remembering what's happening or see situations or go through whatever, I would go back to the bottle. I would just buy and just drink in the house. I was not that party person who would go out and drink in clubs. I just want to numb this pain. I want to make everything go. I want to stop thinking. And to do that, let me just drink. So I would drink to fall asleep. I would drink to calm myself, and of course in the morning everything would still be there staring at me. So yes, I hoped for reconciliation, of which I now when I went back to the Lord, I told him, now if you want to come back, let's go see a person, let's go see a counselor, a pastor, whoever, a mediator, and I want you to get saved. I want you to get saved. I want you to be serious. I want you to, So he said, oh, Atanendanga church, I have a spiritual father. I told him, fine, it's good for you, but I want you to have a relationship with God, not a man. I am pursuing a relationship with God, and this is my pursuit. And if we are going to come together, let's get a mediator to help us reconcile, and let's be on the same path. Salvation. I know you don't drink, smoke, and all that, but you're not a Christian. You're not a believer. You're not a believer. So your ways are not. We cannot be equally yoked. Of course, we are married, but still, if this is going to work, we have to do it the right way.
Okay.
You needed to. You were reading.
Yeah. So we have established that now.
This is the nature of the relationship. Like, it's not working. Once, twice, thrice, he calls me to tell me to talk to his girlfriends. Different people now.
Okay, different.
Yeah, different
times are different.
So I think the first time once I texted with one or called. They called me or something. I think he was in a quarrel or something. Called me and said, talk to this person, and I was like, huh? So I think I talked to the lady, and she was just establishing nothing is going on between us. But then that, I don't know what happened. That relationship didn't last. Later he calls me concerning another one and another one and another one. So basically,
we're heading towards 20.
This is now 6 years in, going 7. By the year.
Still not supporting at home?
No, nothing, zero. I even stopped asking. I stopped asking. I stopped being bitter, because I could provide. I was working. I could provide. It's not his money I wanted. I just wanted him to be responsible. I just wanted him to participate in parenting his child.
He's a dad, so he should think of that fast.
At least send 100 bob and say, you know what you can buy? Buy a sharpener, buy a pencil. I just wanted him to carry that responsibility. Not that I lacked. I had a good job. So I was not desperate for money. I just wanted him to participate.
All right. So you tell me, if I should ask, do you think you had an issue with him having affairs? And if you had an issue with him having affairs, you also had an affair. So do you think Jesus now applies here for unfaithfulness?
We were both unfaithful. I was unfaithful. Then he was also unfaithful. My unfaithfulness was revenge. Umefanya hivyo, I'm also going to do it. That's what I was doing. But of course, Christ will see it as unfaithfulness. It's unfaithfulness because we're still married.
Yes.
We're still married. Yes. So yes, I was unfaithful and he was unfaithful. We're both unfaithful.
So that would qualify. But you see now, remember my mate when I was saying this, I think even if Christ could have answered that question about forgiveness, because you see, God talks about he before judgment he shows mercy.
Yeah,
he chooses mercy over judgment. I also believe he'd want us to be to echo the same as his image and likeness of him, that he also show mercy before judgment. It could have been easier, therefore, for him or you tell them you're forgiven them, and you see you still already home. You're saying, as I was listening to you, you're still saying you are thinking about you would do reconcile one time, meaning also you are overlooking that part that he was cheating. Yeah. And I also believe he also would have overlooked it.
Yeah, he was optimistic. He would say sometimes, I can't move on. My relationships don't work because you're still my wife.
Yeah, so you see that.
Yeah, probably, you're the one for me. I'm not supposed to be with other people. So can we work this thing out?
Okay.
But then there would not be action. Like we would say, okay, let's book a session. There's a time I even told him I'll pay. Yeah, I'll pay, let's book. I even sent him contacts. I said, let's go here. Let me book this place. Let's go. But when it comes to the time for confirming that we are going, then he would be mteja for 6 months or so. So then, I cannot say I didn't.
The effort was there, but there's always not.
I think it was always talk, but no action. Yeah, it was just talk and no action.
That's interesting.
So I asked myself, for how long am I going to do this? Okay. For how long am I going to wait? I waited. There was a window of 9 years. Yeah, there was a 9-year window. Probably he was afraid of coming back, wondering, hey, now she has a child because she got pregnant with this other person. So
you'd think you're comfortable wherever
probably
you are.
But there's a time I told him I'm not with this person anymore.
Oh, you told him?
Yeah, I'm not with him anymore. But me, I am on.
You reforming.
I am reforming. I have reformed. My journey is straightforward.
Yes.
It's Christ now.
If you're doing this with me, you also have to.
You have to join Christ. This. Yeah, I'm not joining your club. I'm not. No. It's you join here. So I had consequence. I had, what do you call them? An ultimatum.
Yeah.
Like if we're coming back together, we have to do this through a mediator.
Yeah.
And you have to get born again and become devoted.
Okay.
Those were my consequences.
Yeah.
Those were my, what do you call them? Yeah.
You lay down standards.
Those were my demands.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, it's interesting. Okay.
Because now my call had been clear now.
Yes.
That I am clear with what God wants with me.
Yeah.
And I want to pursue what God is telling me to do.
Yeah.
And because I want to pursue what God is telling me to do, I don't want to come back to this marriage and I don't know whether I'll be able to do it with you because I can already see your ways. Yeah. So the only way for us to get help is that if we involve Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we'll pick it up from him.
So from him, he would be like, yeah, sawa, sijui nini. There's a time I even sent him a poster. Robert Burale was having a men's conference, together with, what are they called? Sijui man cave, sijui what. There's a men thing that was happening.
Man.
Something. Enough. I think Man Enough with Pastor Samuel. Yeah. So I sent him that program. I told him, go, if you go to this one, we can talk. If you go to this one, we can talk. He didn't go.
Yeah, it just flashed back myself when my Nate was asking me about the car. You talked about that, yeah?
Yeah, you told us.
That was her way in me. And so yours was in this other way. If you go to this Manina, then I see we can work together.
Yes. Okay, I wanted him to go to Man Enough. I sent him the poster, and it was very affordable.
Yeah, it was not that expensive.
Yeah, it was not expensive. It was nothing. Maybe if he would have said Sinado, I would have sent him the money. Go. Well, because I mean, if you can reconcile, it's better you than getting involved with someone I don't know. Because we're still married. We're still married. So when it didn't work, when I saw ini kuosha paka hapa, I don't know what that means, but I mean, it's like I'm doing. I don't know. It's not working. It's really not working.
Okay.
So for me, I just surrendered and said, you know what, enough. I've given it enough time. I've had a share of my own mistakes that I brought in. The window was already opened. Like, we already messed up by separating and him leaving and, neglecting us.
Okay.
And me getting involved and having a child with this person. So what do we do? If we cannot reconcile, then let me free myself and let me free you also.
Okay.
And when I started bringing in the issue of divorce, he would call me, will you file a divorce? Will you file?
Oh, so he's now mind is even more in that one.
Yeah, so his mind shifted to pushing me to file for the divorce. So I'm like, if you're in a hurry, do it yourself. Yeah, do it yourself. But finally, I'm the one who wanted to be free sooner. So I filed for the divorce, paid for the whole thing.
Okay, so now you go ahead and the divorce goes. It took not so long because you had a friend who was helping. 2 years.
Yeah.
I know divorce is expensive.
Because there was he did not, what do you call it? He did not fight back.
He did not
oppose.
Yeah, he was not an opposer. Yeah. He went through it.
He didn't even say anything.
Bring it, sign it, and that's
it. He didn't oppose anything. He actually didn't even show up to the meeting with the lawyer. He didn't show up for the meeting with the lawyer.
So would you say but okay, then this is what I want to ask, therefore. Because you see everyone's story of a divorce is normally has a thought of line, yeah, and has a what happened and what happened, yeah, to lead into divorce. It's not about us judging if you're accurate at it, yeah? And then your intensity is not my intensity. You see, so you had gotten to intensity. So yes, that happened. So now let's answer this question there for now. Where are we at now? Yeah, where are we at now with scriptures in mind?
Yeah.
Let me see. I was getting what is this? 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 10. Now to the married I command, yet not I but the Lord. A wife is not to depart from her husband, but even if she does depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, and the husband is not to divorce his wife. Okay. Okay, that's up to there. So the instruction that Paul is giving, and he's saying it's not him but the Lord, that he let her remain unmarried or reconciled to her husband. So, what view do you have on that? Does it mean, therefore, after the divorce, you should keep a relationship ongoing to allow this, or even when I was mentioning that, I just remembered I told you about one of my mothers who are my mom's girlfriends. She passed on, God rest her soul. She gave me that same example. After she got born again, she went back to her. She reconciled to her husband who had moved on.
Who had another family.
Yeah, another family. She went back and told the husband, I'm still your wife. I've realized I'm still your wife. And then the husband also had been gotten born again. He understood that immediately, and they picked up. So but he asked her. She asked him not to do away with the other family because they're already there. So does that mean, was there a relationship? I know it was before.
So he had a relationship with these two wives?
After now, yeah, when she came back. Okay. Yeah. So he would be in that house, this other house.
What do you call that?
What do you call that? To me, it's just her answering the question of reconciling. If she wants to have a husband, if she wants to move on, she needs to reconcile. For her, she was following scripture. She wants to reconcile. The husband who's now born again realizes my wife has come back. I know it. If I would imagine, it was he wanted his family back, but this
he has another family.
My mom's friend before getting born again, was against it. He didn't want anything to do with him, and yet she said she didn't want anything to do. But when she got born again, she realized the scriptures. She knew the only way to do is to go back to her husband. And reminding him, she remembered she still has a husband. So that we understand, even divorce does not equate to, in heaven, it does not equate to say you're being broken apart. So that was a thing that just came to my mind. So I'm asking this: does it dictate you should have an ongoing relationship even after divorce? If there was, now remember, what I'm asking that is that when you get your divorce, you didn't have me in picture.
No, I wanted to be free. Yes, I wanted to be free. I wanted to be unmarried.
Now that answers that question. Then some would divorce because they are waiting for that divorce to go so fast, so that they can move on with somebody else. But for you, it was not the case.
No.
Even when I was meeting you, you were telling me, I did a divorce. I'm a divorcee, and I was like, okay, but there's no picture of anyone in your life.
No.
5 more years or something. 5 years. It was 5 years you were alone. They had broken that relationship. With the
other relationship.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah. You had been alone.
Yeah.
Then you divorce, meaning you were ready to pick up that life of single mom, singleness. Therefore, there was that chance of reconciling. But it didn't go that side. So I'm asking, is that therefore? That chance of reconciling is still there. It was still there. The period between the divorce and meeting me, there was that chance of divorce, of reconciling. Does it mean you should have held up as a relationship to allow that function of the scriptures to kick in, that you can reconcile?
Reconcile.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, how would you reconcile with someone who is engaged, who is not even for it? It's not like the person you're telling us about, that he was born again, has another family, and is okay to reconcile with the wife, and now they have to deal with this issue because there is another.
Yes, because
there's another family.
For them to divorce the first time, it was not his call. It was the mom's call.
You see, I mean, you have to analyze everything. What is the cause of this separation? What is the cause of this divorce? How are you as the person who is asking for the divorce and the person who is being divorced?
Being divorced,
being divorced. So for me, like, there's this 9 years. Of course, in 9 years, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. He, of course, had relationships within those 9 years.
Yes.
I had, a relationship within those 9 years. For like 1 year or 2 years, I was in that relationship with this person where I got a child. So these for him were grounds to divorce me.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were grounds to divorce me. And me, the grounds to divorce him were him getting involved with other women.
Yes.
But now we had gotten to a point in life. 9 years is a long time. I have grown. I have aligned my life. And looking at him and the place he is at in life, he's still a few years back.
He's not catching up with the
reality
and
with the reality.
Because if he'd have shown it, even if he involved himself in his son's life.
So he has not evolved or grown the way I have.
And you remember you had asked him to dedicate himself to Christ. You should have shown that more.
Yes. So if there was that, dedicate, because I'm already telling you what I want. I'm already telling you what I want. I'm not letting you figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
I am open.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm okay with us reconciling.
Yeah.
Let's get a mediator. I'm okay with us reconciling. Get this Christ. Yeah. I mean, this is me. I am a pastor now. I was not a pastor then, but this was my journey. Yeah, this is where I am heading. And this is what I would want us to have.
Yeah.
Let us involve a mediator and involve Christ. So if we cannot do these two things, it's not going to work. Because I will still remember how you hurt me, and you will remember that I have a child from somebody else. You will remember that. So who is going to help us? We need Christ to help us, so that we see our relationship.
Only Christ can help
so that we look at our relationship through his lenses.
So
if I am the only one who is bringing Christ in, and you are bringing whatever else you will bring, it's not going to work. So I did not want to restart knowing that it's going to fail. Because it would fail definitely.
That would be very big. Anytime there'll be anything to beef about, this would be the things to be brought back on board.
Exactly.
And since you have not worked them out, who can answer them for you? And now you're in the same house.
And also, my desire to have a family was still there. Like, I did not stop wanting that.
You did not write off family.
No, I did not write off family. I did not write off wanting to have someone for myself. I did not write that off. So I still had that desire. I still told God. I still pursued, wanting God to shape me to be the person that I should be for the person that God is going to bring. So because I've already presented myself, presented my demands, this is what I want, and you're not showing interest in what is being presented. It's 9 years. What else can I give? What else can I give? So one day I just decided, you know what? I think I'm the one who is holding on to something that is not going to work.
Somebody said, don't be sorry to say goodbyes. Don't, if you let it go, if it comes back, it's yours. So anyway, maybe you're holding on to something with this many good rosy outlook, but to them they're not seeing the same thing. Probably they are not seeing why they should be in that relationship. They're not seeing why you. I mean, you've given me a son, but my son, I'm not involved in his life. I'm still not feeling the responsibility over him. So probably you're holding on something which was not really there.
My son does not even know him.
Unfortunately.
Saw him when he was leaving the country that time. I think he was months old, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know.
I didn't know that.
A few months old. And then now when he came back in 2014, 15, I think 14, and I think Jay was 2, around 2, so he cannot remember. He cannot remember. And even after seeing him that night when he came, there was no, you would, even that week, you would show emotion. You would remember him. You would want to talk to him. You would want to have a relationship because this is your child. But it wasn't there. There was something to come back for.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, there was something to come back for, but it didn't happen. So I just told God, you know what? Not told God, but I sought. I sought God for marriage. I sought God for, asking him to shape me and help me because I wanted to have a family. I still wanted my children to be in a complete family where there is a father and a mother. And I remember something. I remember that when I filed for divorce, the lawyer sent him the documents, and he needed to sign. He didn't show up for the meeting, and so I think the lawyer sent him through email, told him to read and sign and send, gave him the period of time that he was supposed to do that. He didn't do it. So he didn't sign, he didn't show up for the meeting, he didn't communicate, and then he was not picking her calls. And then later he calls or texts. Has the divorce gone through?
I'm like, you were signed.
So the court she had to process something in order for them to accept. Like he refused to sign, he refused to respond. he was given enough time to respond, but he did not. So
I
later,
understand the courts of nowadays, you don't even have to agree that you want to be divorced.
Yeah.
If the person don't want to live with you, they don't want to live with you.
There's a word the lawyer said that she used.
In his absence.
Yeah, there's a word. There's a word I can't remember. There's a term. Lawyers in the house tell us that term.
Tell us the term.
There's a term I can't remember. There's a term she used, and then after a while, my lawyer unfortunately passed away.
Sorry.
So he sends me a message and says, "I hear the lawyer passed. Was the divorce finalized?" No, I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's insensitive.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. It was the lawyer passed. Was the divorce finalized? You know. And then later, now after we get married, oh, I see you got married. Was the divorce fine? Does it mean that we are now finally divorced? I told him, yeah, we are divorced. So can I have the divorce papers? I'm like, no, you can't. If you want them, go to the courts and ask them to. Yeah, you are not involved in the whole process. You didn't pay a dime, and now you want to get the papers. Yeah, you want to move on, and a local to Pachelko. Anyway,
so you tell me, where is your heart right now? Where is your heart? Where is your heart between you and God? That would be very most important place to start with. Between you and God, where is your heart?
When it comes to that relationship,
the whole
thing
about what we've read scripturally, what Jesus was saying, also the same in the same book. The opportunities you had that was there, that were not there, that could have been there, that were not there. Where is your heart?
My heart is here. That the Bible says, if it is in your power, just be at peace with all men.
All men, yes.
So I am at peace with him. Like I don't have. Of course, there's a time I was very bitter. I carried burdens of abandonment and looking at my son, and I'm like, your father is somewhere probably eating and he's not wondering whether you have eaten tonight. Of course I'm providing, but I'm looking at him and wondering, he's somewhere breathing and he does not know whether you're breathing or not. It just that really bothered me, wondering how he can be walking around knowing that he has a family somewhere that he has totally neglected. It would go for years without speaking to us.
Sure.
So that I really carried that, and I was very bitter about it. But because of that scripture, now I reconciled and I decided to, you know what, I'm not responsible for his actions. There's nothing I can do about it. I have done my best, presented myself the way I thought I should have.
That you are led to.
Yeah, that I was led to, told him what I wanted in order for us to reconcile, but he was not interested with that. He had his way. He just wanted to show up, come back and sit and, but no, you cannot do that. There's a problem. Can we address the problem and talk about it, resolve, and then now start on a clean slate? That was my wisdom, but that didn't work.
No.
So then my place where now I arrived at was, God, I've tried, I've done my best. Right now I don't know what else to do, but I still have this desire. I do not want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. I desired strongly to have somebody in my life, not because of say sexual desires, not because of to just have companionship. I wanted a family.
Yes.
I didn't have it. Remember growing up, I would look outside the window and see mother, father, and children holding hands and going somewhere. I would see my cousins with their father and mother, and I would be like, wow.
We don't have such.
I don't know how it felt. I don't know to walk with your father and mother together, walking, going at a shop. I don't know. So I desired that for my children. I did not want them to go through what I went through and feeling the void that I had felt all my life, not having someone with me. I also did not want to grow old alone. I did not. I did not want to have my children go away in school. They have, grown up, married, and now I remain back home alone, waiting for my children to call me from London, waiting for my children to call me from wherever. I didn't want that. No, I didn't want it. I wanted to have a friend. And I knew I'm a good person. It's not like I am an evil person, I'm toxic and all that. I knew like I can live with somebody. Yeah, I can be a good wife. I can be of help to somebody. So I felt like I'm wasting away. I'm wasting something good. So I wanted to be a gift to somebody. And even when I would pray, I would tell God, like, I know I can be an answer to someone's prayer. Yeah, I can be an answer to someone's prayer. I'm a good person. I don't have, I'm not jumpy, exactly. Yeah, I commit. I commit. If we are on this path, let's go. We go and we go deep together. So I wanted that. I wanted to be that person to someone. And so that is my stand, and that is where I stand even now. Like, I am at peace with my ex-husband. I am at peace with the father of Joy. I am at peace with all of them, and I don't have any bitterness. Though the fathers of my children, all of them neglected me and my children. None of them participated. Kate's father did not participate in her upbringing. He ran away when I got pregnant because he was afraid of my father. And but later he tried to find me. Yeah, I was young, but he tried to find me to, ask me whether we can get married. But I was very young. I could have not gotten married then. And so there was no relationship there. Nothing happened. So here now with my husband, this is what has happened. With Joy's father, nothing could have happened because I was still married and I could have, started living with him. The circumstances was very complicated. Yeah, they were very complicated. Plus then I was still leaning towards the church.
That was your safe zone?
My safe zone was, I was leaning towards the church. So I'm like, I can't
run to Christ anytime.
I can't with you because then... So it was very complicated. And it was also still bringing shame, feeling, oh my gosh, I have 3 children with, they have 3 different fathers. Like, how do I even present this? It was very complicated.
I hear you, baby. And so that would, I want me to ask you this one question. I don't know if you're prepared for it. What do you expect? What do you extend to these guys? What do you extend to them?
Mercy, I pray for them. I pray for them. I wish them the best. I wish them the best. I have healed. There's that time I was very bitter, as I was saying. I was very, very bitter. Bitter. Yeah, very bitter, very angry. I would reach out, especially for their children. I would reach out, get involved here. Yeah, we're opening schools, buy whatever, pencil. Just it's not because I was desperate.
No, you're not. So just wanted to see, they could tell there's something that is, two of you had. And even this child, there's something this child was not born out of.
The circumstances were good. There was it was a relationship.
So somebody just come and say, I know, forgive me, I've been quiet, but can I send this? Can I be this?
It's open, and they know.
Thank you. That's what you extended to them, because it would be a long shot if you would extend friendship, somebody was saying, you're wise, we are given wisdom. You can forgive, but love from a distance. So that even if you forgive and you've let them go and you've given them, extend mercy to them, it will not be an everyday. It's not, life will not now turn that you can take your call and start chatting with them.
Yeah, of course.
Extending a friendship. It was not. I know. Either I don't know. Do I know any particular person who has a friendship with the ex, unless what we see on movies. Yeah, movies are movies. Movies, there's a script written. There's a script written where you find the dad, the children is still visits the new couple. Somebody was saying when the ex-wife remarried remarried to a godly person, that the man realizes, wow, it's a blessing from God that they have somebody who's taking his children to church. They've turned to be blessing, and that even now they've extended friendship to him, that he can understand and that he can visit. They can have barbecue together, but no, this is the boundary. This is my ex-wife's husband, whom I've accepted because he's godly. So yeah, either it was painted like that in a movie or I don't know, but do you extend friendship to exes?
For me, I don't think I would want to be friends with any of them, but there's mutual respect. If they need to, the only thing that we have between us is the children.
Yes.
So if any of them would want, to support, and this is something we've talked about. We talked about it even before we got married, and we are in agreement that if they would want to be in the lives of the children, the thing is, I would not welcome them, knowing that they're going to show up only one day and then disappear. I do not want
for the children's sake to
destabilize, because now they're not like small children. At Ambeba, alafu the child will not remember. No, I don't want to bring in confusion. If there is going to be an agreement, I want a written agreement. I want us to agree. You're going to be having her or him when they close schools. You have them for 2 weekends.
Yes.
And I mean, whatever it is, but written agreements, we are all grown-ups. Let's sit down and agree, both me and you and the dad. This is what we have agreed. This is what we are going to do, so that there's no confusion that someone is knocking the door saying, oh, nimekujia mtoto. Apana. Yeah.
Okay, it's structured.
Yeah, we structure everything. We structure not visits, but how we're going to have the child
be involved
in their lives. And also tell us, how are you going to participate in raising them? Are you going to be paying school fees? Are you covering the medicals? Are you what it is that you're bringing? But not to the subject is the child, not me.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the only way I would have it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
All right. That's sober. I appreciate that even in this whole conversation, I have not felt anyone condemning anyone anywhere.
Yeah.
Because we're not called to condemn. We're not called to pass condemnation. We don't do that. Our Lord Jesus Christ does not condemn.
Yeah.
He does not do that at all. We are not called to condemn. So we're not condemning these men. We're just pointing out.
Yeah.
And so if they would feel that from us, that we are not, that you are not, let me put it about you, that you are not extending a condemning finger. You're not pointing at them with a condemning finger. You're just allowing them to flourish even in that relationship. If they can, if it can be blossom out to become something more productive, then they are welcome. Yeah. So I appreciate. Thanks, baby. It is as on point.
Yeah. And I know they watch. They do watch. So the message is out. If you're interested in coming into the life of your child, let a lawyer, bring a lawyer. Let's sit down, or a mediator. Let's sit down, agree, and you are free to be involved. But we're not going to welcome any, any relationship or situation that is going to destabilize the children.
Yes.
Because now this would be fresh introductions. Because these children don't know these people.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be, it's also heavy on me to take that direction. So it has to be taken through, steps. We have to consider the children, their mental, so that we don't affect them in any way.
The ages right now, it's not an age where a child can make decisions for themselves.
Exactly.
So you may have to,
make decisions for them.
Apart from Kate, who's now even met the dad, at her own request. They met.
Yes.
So for the small ones, Jay and Joy, it means you have to make the decision.
Yes, I have to. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, it's it's not easy to come and say all these things and do all these things, but I mean, I think I've come to a point in life where, I mean, if God wants to use me and use us in this our relationship, like when we were dating and when we were coming together, we saw that there is a call for us. There's a purpose that God has for our being together, and we've been called into this marriage ministry, and so we are very open, and we don't want to paint this picture for people, for them to think, oh, we met in college, oh, Srinini, you know, you're my first sweetheart, you know, no, you were not, you know, I was not your first. We have had very many, we've made mistakes, we've had issues, we are not perfect, and we know people out there are not perfect in there. There's someone who is, you know, praying and wishing and desiring to move on, but is it right? What does the Bible say? What will God think of you? Does God love you? Can you have a good relationship? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can have a good relationship. I have a good relationship with my husband, and we have a good relationship, and we are thanking God for it, and we have allowed God to use us, to use our relationship and our marriage to help people out there. So if you need to speak to us, feel free to reach out. We're going to leave our contacts there. And we are pastors also. Pastor at church in Kirigiti, Kiambu.
Kiambu, Kenton Inn.
Kenton Inn, we meet at Kenton Inn every Sunday from 10 to 12:30. So you're free to visit us at church and reach out also to us in case you need to speak to someone, you need to, you know, be advised and all that. I'm also a certified mediator, by the way. I said here, I think last time, there's some time I say that I'm also a trained trauma healer. That I can help you go through trauma, whatever kind of trauma you have gone through. He's a trained financial advisor. We will come here and talk finances, and it's going to be.
I'm also a peer educator.
And a peer educator. So God has graced us that we have a package that can help you in your relationship. Whether you're starting, you don't have to have a messed up life to reach out or to be helped. We are also working with young couples. So God has really helped us. So you're welcome. Final thoughts as we are finishing and winding up.
I know that that has been a good talk. Has been a good talk. I think the last three or two podcasts.
All of them.
All of them have
from
been
the
awesome.
Beginning,
So just keep being with us here. Allow us into your spaces. Subscribe for those who are new. This thing is important. It's not to be swept under the rug. Let's talk more about it candidly and listen to our story.
I remembered I'm also a chaplain. I'm also a trained chaplain.
A lot,
I'm a trained chaplain. So I speak to the youth. We go to hospitals to minister to the people who are sick, the inmates, police. So there's a lot that God has graced us to do. And so karibuni sana to our lives.
As well.
Minister. So we are thanking God. Don't write yourself off because you're divorced. Don't write yourself off because you're bereaved, separated, or you've had a messed up past. Don't write yourself off.
Thank you.
God can use you at any point, at any time, at just where you surrender to God. And
He works with the broken. He works with he does not need you to qualify it so that he can call you.
No.
He calls the unqualified and qualifies
them. So the Lord has qualified us. And so
we were unqualified.
We were very, very, we didn't meet the bill.
Oh, Jesus.
But God is good. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you.